Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another very interesting episode of the Unfiltered Chat as we have seen since the last few episodes. Obviously, we have been talking about entrepreneurship, and today also we will be talking about entrepreneurship. And we have also mentioned that it is a very challenging task. Entrepreneurship is a very challenging task, and it takes up a lot of courage and hard work to basically pursue your dreams, actually decide to pursue your own business. And you have to have a lot of determination and a lot of commitment, actually, all along the way. Sometimes you will have a source of motivation, and sometimes you might not actually have a source of motivation. You might actually have a bad day, but you still actually have to push yourself. And you have to have the similar strength that the early explorers actually had. So today we will be witnessing the inspiring journey of an entrepreneur who possesses a discover's mindset that has actually helped him to stay firm in the face of uncertainty, as we know entrepreneurship is. So let's join hands and let's welcome Mr. Thanga Velpuhal, the CEO of DigiNaru. DigiNaru is Chennai's leading growth-based digital marketing and technology company. And rest everything we want to know about DigiNaru, let's hear from himself. And also we'll learn about his extraordinary entrepreneurial journey and how he is envisioning to reshape the digital market landscape and how he is actually bringing a change of to serving his clients globally. We'll be joining Mr. Thangawal Puhar shortly right now.
Hi, Sreyashi. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Puhal. Very good afternoon.
Very good. Fantastic. Yeah,
Okay, so yes, I was just mentioning that entrepreneurship. We have been actually talking about entrepreneurship since the last few episodes on the Unfiltered Chat. So yeah, it's not an easy journey, definitely. And I mentioned that we'll be exploring your journey from Tirunelveli to the Silicon Valley as our, caption goes. Okay, so you are a first generation entrepreneur and you come from the town Tirunelveli. It's not a very big town, it's not a metro city, it's a small town. And here you are helping the brands across the world actually. You right now, have a presence globally. And you're working across brands across the world and you're helping the brands grow and flourish. So I believe this journey was not easy, and I want to hear from you the experiences you actually went through from the start.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sreyashi, for this wonderful opportunity, to share my experience with that. I think the needy crowd. Yeah. So basically, I started my career as an ad operations in an IT company. Okay. So after working there for 6 months, then I realized that this is my cup of tea. Then I quit that MNC high-paying job and joined in a startup. Uh, 2 years of experience working in a startup is what actually made who I am. So I have learned the fundamentals, and then I became a solopreneur as a business consultant, and then we became an agency, and then we became a company, and now we are evolving as a global platform, having clients from 10 plus countries, serving 400 plus clients across 12 plus industries. So that is our current area of focus. So when it comes to the journey part, I did my schooling in a very small town, uh, Palayam Kota. It is a part of the Nelveli. So while bringing up, the biggest challenge people who are coming from the small town is that they don't have a strong self-image whenever they approach a bigger town, or when they approach people with
Mhm.
very well exposure. So I think
Yeah.
that was the huge battle. During this whole journey, the first battle I won was with myself, like
Mm-hmm.
accepting as who I am, and understanding that yes, we do have the equal capability when we compete with the global market. So in order to make the mind believe that okay, yes, it is possible. No, that is the huge struggle. If you ask me throughout the journey, in this 7 years of journey, I think I would say that is the biggest part that I have to overcome. The moment I overcame that, no, then it is very easy for me to handle clients from Germany, UK, Australia, because when you sit in front of the client, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
we our office in a 250 square feet office in a very small place in Tirunelveli. That is how my journey started. Even from the day one, when even before interviewing the candidate, we have to prepare a lot more than the candidate,
Yeah.
because I have to
Yes.
sell vision, because I have to sell the vision that okay, one day we will be
Mm-hmm.
such a bigger place. No, it is very hard.
Yeah.
From I was pure, I was like a pure salesman who is trying to sell the job to the candidate. I still remember my first 2 3 interviews. That is the first time I'm interviewing a candidate for my company. No, it was very hard, so it is very harder than selling the product actually. So from that day to sitting in front of a UK client and telling them that yes, we have the global capabilities to service them and to support them. No, the whole journey requires a lot of mental transformation than the
Mm-hmm.
physical and other digital transformation. So that is how it started. So I'm basically an average last bench student. So I don't want to say that I am coming from a very very top category of mass. No, so I basically come from a very average category. So when it the biggest challenge for last bench students is that they don't have anything to bring to the table. That is the real fact. No, the first benches, they will have a good curriculum. I mean, good marks and grades, so they can able to position themselves. They get a good job in a top MNC and they get settled. Okay, the middle bench students are like, even though they don't have much exposure to the outer world, they have very good organizing skills. So they don't get into any
Mm-hmm.
kind of new challenges. They know how to maintain themselves.
Yeah.
They try to get a good job in wherever they are. But when it comes to the last bench students, right, it is very hard to find what is going to be the future, and where we will be in the next 4 5 years. So it is very hard journey. So even I would say this whole journey is like the process of figuring out, rather than saying achieving it or achieving this or that. I would say this is a process of
Mm-hmm.
figuring out which is my zone of genius, which actually worked for me, and in which area I can able to excel myself. I think that is how I figured out this entrepreneurship and other stuff. um,
Wow.
I would say this is a process of figuring out, and it's a process of owning our mental transformation.
That's very precious thing which you said. Actually, it's the hardest battle is the battle which we actually fight with our own selves. And
Correct.
once we come over that, I mean, come like come across that, that's like really we have won half of it. So LinkedIn has been really has become huge. Today we are having the stream over here. You have a very strong profile on LinkedIn. It's like an impressive, I think 55,000 followers. That's a very good
Yeah.
number. And so, what is like? How did you go about building such a significant online presence? Actually.
Okay, I mean, to be honest, our intention was not to build followers online. Our intention was to share what are all the journey which I have gone through. Because when I started, I quit my high paying job. I quit my job when I joined a company. No, when I started my company, right? For the first 6 months, it was going good. The moment um, the moment I started losing money, right? The moment I started losing money, that's when I realized the real entrepreneurship game is happening in the stomach. So it is very hard, because by seeing the motivation, by looking at the motivation movies and songs, we take decisions. But the reality hits
Mm-hmm.
hard only after 5 or 6 months. So when I was facing
Yeah.
those challenges, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it is very hard for me to overcome. That's when I realized, all those successful entrepreneurs, or at least most of the successful people, didn't share their failure journey. So that actually hit me hard. Only when I faced those failures, right, it was very hard for me when I publicly written in my LinkedIn profile that I have failed in so and so, I have tried this and I have tried that, when I started sharing my journey, many people started resonating with me. That's when I
Right.
realized lot of entrepreneurs are having the failures, are facing the failures, but they are not sharing the failure stories. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that is the worst thing that we can do to the next community, right? Because by
Yeah.
uh, by not sharing our failures, we are giving a false hope to the other people that it is very
Mm.
easy. Because from the outside, it feel that okay, being in an entrepreneur look cool. It will be like
Yeah.
that CEO title or a
It's very
founder or this.
glamorous, actually. Yeah. It's
Exactly,
glamorous,
exactly.
but yeah, you basically,
True. So it looks cool from the outside, but when it comes to the real business, right? It's very
yeah.
hard. We need to be rough and tough. We need to be softer in
Mm-hmm.
some other places. We need to know how to handle the HR, marketing, operations, and everything. That's a very huge part. So I came to know a reality. The reality is completely different. So that's when I realized when I started being who I am. So even if you take look at my LinkedIn, I don't talk more about success alone. I talk about my failures. I talk about my losses. I talk about my profits. I talk about the countries we entered. So when we are when we can be share or when we can able to share who we are, right? I think the world will accept us, and that is how I think I went from 0 to 58,000 in this whole journey. So probably we'll be hitting 60,000 next month. So I would say more than the
Wow.
number, I would say the quality of the people I have gained. They gave me everything what I am. Uh,
So you basically showed the reality. You did not like glamorize, like, there was no propaganda or something like that. It was very real, what you said. So, Mr. Paul, I want to let you know that there are some viewers who are actually watching us live. So I'll take up a few comments here and there from their comment section. So our first comment is from Shomadeep Mondal. Uh, Shomadeep is asking that, can you share a memorable moment or achievement that significantly contributed to your growing influence on LinkedIn?
no,
Thank you for your question, Shomadeep.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. I don't recollect. I will say, success doesn't happen like A, B, C, D. No, the graph doesn't go like this, or the growth doesn't go like this on LinkedIn. Honestly, it is like it's a small. It's the result of a long term consistency because I am creating content for the last 2 to 3 years. No one even when no one noticing me, I was creating content every single day. So I cannot able to point out at a date and say this is where my LinkedIn growth got picked up. It is a continuous process. People know me in the last 2 years, but I am creating content for the last 5 years. Even today, when I'm looking back at my old content, I laugh at them. But it is not about how first to start with, to all the people here who want to start their content journey or a growth journey. Don't wait for a perfect time, or don't wait to become a perfect person to start your journey. Start from where you are. That's why I'm inspired by the quote, you know dream big, start small, act now. So it is like you have to start now with what you have. Only then we can able to see the growth in a long term. As in order to particularly answer this question, I would say whenever whenever I try to be myself in the journey, right? In the through my post, through my LinkedIn, wherever, even when I meet people, no, I think that contributed to the major growth. If you look at me in an event, you can see me the same Tangavel Pugal. If you look through my LinkedIn, you can find me the same Tangavel Pugal. Even if you look at me in my home, right? This is how I am. So when we don't want to, when we don't want to act, or when we don't want to decorate something, no, it is very easy to connect with people because I don't want to say I'm different from them. I'm a common man from a common background, but the vision is clear, the target is clear, so that the action is what fuel us every single day. So there is no specific moment, But whenever I am trying to be who I am, that's when I started getting result along with the consistency.
Wow, that's a very beautiful answer you actually give. So there, I would just like to mention a few other viewers who actually joined us. Kumar Gaurav Bhomik, he is saying good afternoon to you. Also, S.K. Azaruddin is there with us. I'll take up their comments in a few times. So, and my next question is that you are an engineer by qualification, and obviously you're an entrepreneur by your passion and your vision and your aim. So, does your BTech degree contribute to the skill set and the mindset which you have ventured right now as an entrepreneur?
Okay. No, I shouldn't say honest answer. It may impact more young people. But to be honestly speaking, the degree doesn't help me directly. But however, the network I had during my college days, the ecosystem it has built, right? Initial days I used to write. The early days after completing my college degree, when I faced all the interviews, I failed in lot of interviews. Okay, during my
Mhm.
first 2 3 months, I attend interviews every single day. I'm basically I don't accept no for an answer, so I keep trying. So I have attended a lot of interviews and failed a lot. So during those time, my LinkedIn post used to be, college degree don't help you. That doesn't going to help in the long
Okay.
run. So that's why
Okay.
I stopped my MBA also in 6 months. I was doing in a certain organization. Then I actually stopped it, thinking that the actual syllabus and the current knowledge is not matching. So that's why I had to quit that. But today, when I'm looking back, what is that actually? The degree actually that rewarded me was the ecosystem.
Mhm.
During till second year, I was a common man with a common dream, like getting a job and settle in a company as a professor or as a. I want to have a cattle industry. I want to have enter into a small cattle industry where I want to get into that. That was my dream. It was a very small dream. But only during my second year of college, I got inspired by the book. Uh, who Will Cry
Okay.
When You Die, written by Robin Sharma. So
Okay.
that actually changed me. If you looked at it, I was not a very good reader then. My roommate was actually very good reader. He used to take a lot of books from the library. That particular habit actually inspired me to read. So
Okay. Wow.
if you look at the college days, no, the ecosystem that the degree is providing is what helping me. I would honestly say that degree is not directly contributing to my growth, but however, the extra curricular activities that I did within that ecosystem helped me. It could be library, using the library or the computer lab. I spend most of my time in library.
Oh,
So
wow.
so that's where I think I got the fundamentals, I guess so. So I
I
would
think
say,
that's a very honest and
BTech is
very
not.
honest answer.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
therefore, whoever, all the people who are watching us and doing their BTech degree, it's required to actually go through the process. It's not really something that will directly help you, but definitely it's very important that you go through that process. Uh,
correct.
I'll take up another comment from Aditi Malo. Aditi is asking that what inspired you to leap into entrepreneurship after completing your education?
Okay. So, I mean, it was a good question. So, as I said, till my second year, I was a common man with a common goal to get a job and get settled in life. That was my dream. So, I actually, I mean, I lost my dad when I was two. So my mom didn't, I mean, explain much about my dad during this journey. So I have three sisters. I am the last black sheep of the family. So it was like I didn't have a very big aspiration or I mean, I didn't saw my dad as an inspiration till my second year. During my second year, I went to one of my relatives' home, place to invite him for my sister wedding. So during that time, my relative was explaining about my dad. He was telling me about my dad, that my dad quit his government job in 1990s. In 90s, it was like a corporate society, I think, corporate society. He
Okay.
resigned the job in 90s and started a small rice mill. Till date, you can able to find in a town called Tirchendu. It was a small rice mill. He started that. So the whole family was against it. Even in today's world, if someone resigns a government
Yeah.
job, it's not an easy thing. So resigning a government job in 90s is a very huge thing, right? So so that's why the whole family was against it. After working for 5 years, when the business was about to head, about to take off, my dad actually lost in a bus accident, lost his life in a bus accident. So while my uncle was telling this story, he told me that even while they were taking my dad from the accident spot to the hospital, he was carrying the bag in his hand. The bag actually has the parts of mechanical parts of the rice mill. So that while telling the story, my uncle told me that he was holding his dream even till the last breath. So that's when he told me, since your dad took a very hard decision against the whole family, the whole family was against his decision because common people think that he left the family just because he took a biggest risk. So when he
Mhm.
told the story, right, that day, first time I cried for my dad. Then that's when actually impacted me and inspired me to become a businessman. I don't even know the spelling of entrepreneurship, to be honest. So at that point of time, I didn't even know the spelling, whether R-E or E-R. No, it was a very big thing. But I
It's
decided
a
I want.
complicated spelling, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, that point of time I decided I want to become a businessman where I can able to take lot of businessmen like my father who was struggling in their business along with me. That was my simplest dream. That's it. So I don't have anything, I don't even know about growth strategies, specialists. All this comes today. But that was my very simple dream. So I think that day fueled my whole vision, dream, and everything. Until today, the whole Tirunelveli to Silicon Valley, the vision is all about him. So I never ever revealed my dad's name in a public place. So I'm waiting for a Silicon Valley stage, no, where that is the only place I will reveal his name, that I'm son of so and so. So and I will say that we have made it. So that's
Wow.
the that's behind. Yes.
Wow. That's so beautiful. Actually, that's really touching. Honestly. I will have to take another comment from Mr. Anindya Das. So Anindya is asking that were there any specific challenges that you faced during the initial stages of starting your own venture?
Okay. Every business comes with its own challenges, right? So obviously, there will be the first and foremost challenge will be financial challenges, and then second would be marketing, and third would be sales, and fourth would be operations. So all these challenges were there. But one thing what helped me was, since I have the basic expertise in marketing and sales from the beginning, so that actually helped me during the tough times. So today, most of the entrepreneurs are struggling mainly because of the lack of marketing and sales skill, because they are actually good at their craft. If they are developer, they are good at developing. If they are good at some craft, they are very very good at their skills. So the entrepreneur who has marketing and sales skill as their core, right? No one can defeat an entrepreneur with marketing and sales skills as their core. So obviously, from the finance to operations, it was there. We don't know how much. That's why I said, the moment I quit my job out of motivation and started this
Mhm.
business, for the first 6 months till I lose my savings, I didn't felt anything. The moment I started losing money, that's when I started understanding the reality. So if you get into business, minimum have 1 to 1.5 years of a backup in your bank
Yeah.
account. So that was a huge lesson for me. And then while hiring the people, I have learned a lot during hiring process, and I have failed a lot in doing that. It's a whole new journey that everyone have to master. I think I would say financial will be the major challenges during the journey.
Okay. So, what has motivated? Like, what is behind the? idea of DigiNaru? Like very,
Okay.
very to be very specific.
So, I would say, as I said, no, I was, no, I was looking at business, in which business we can able to impact many business. That was my core
Mm-hmm.
idea. If you take banking, you can actually able to only working with the finance segment. So if you take
Mm-hmm.
agri, you can able to work only in the agri segment. But when it comes to
Yeah.
Diginadu, digital agency, I can able to get lot of exposure across different domains. So we are working with
Mm-hmm.
banking, working with agri-tech, we are working with manufacturing. So we are working with the IT, we are working with HR recruitment. So next to auditor, the marketing agencies have most of the secrets of a business. So that's
Yeah.
why we chose DigiNodu. So the whole idea is that we want to impact positively many businesses as possible. So we chose DigiNodu. That's it. So that is as simple as that. That's why if you look at our vision, we had three visions. One is like Tirunelveli to Silicon Valley. It is like taking talents from tier two or products from tier two to the global market. Then second is that let's simplify, which is to simplify digital dimensions for entrepreneurs. And third is like uh, women empowerment. Like we have to give a lot of positions for women. So these were the three
Okay.
fundamentals we started our business.
Okay. I think this answers also one of the questions from the audience. SK Azaruddin actually had asked that what is the mission and vision of your company
Yeah,
that makes it stand out.
yeah, yeah.
So we also have Shibam Day in our session. Hello, Shibam. Um, so what is making Diginaru special and different from the other similar companies in the market?
As I said, for growing on, I mean, for a startup or for growing business that matters, the USPs of the founders will serve as the USP of the business till they attain their market fit stage. Okay, since these are all very existing businesses, so I would say the core expertise is like marketing strategy and how we approach a business. So that is our whole USP. Let's say, if a technical person is building a website, right? He thinks about what are all the things that needs to be done based on the technical aspects. But when a marketing person designs a website, so I think from the marketing perspective and also from the sales perspective, where I want to ensure that the business should be done. I think the combination of marketing uh, along with technology is what differentiating DigiNodo. That's why we can able to penetrate these many countries sitting from small town. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I would say that's a combination, marketing and
Right.
technology.
Right. I would like to take up another question from Kumar Gaurav Bhome. So Kumar Gaurav Bhome has actually asked that was there a particular gap in the market you aimed to address?
Okay. So when I started, as I said, I have to accept honestly, I didn't thought about this market gap and all those technical aspects of the business. So honestly, I knew marketing and I'm good at it and I'm doing it. So that is how the business started. But when I got into this, when I took this as a serious game, and when I started understanding the inner dimensions of the business, I understand that there is a huge gap, because here there are a lot of companies who are looking for technical solutions from a niche spaces. On the other side, there are niche agencies who are not getting regular business for them. So mostly clients go with the regular business, I mean, regular agencies based on the pricings, quotations, and their portfolio. But there is a very huge gap between this particular space. So that is the space we are trying to address. So we have expertise in niche services, and we are trying to
Okay.
serve only the clients from niche segment. So that's where we are getting growth. And one golden rule for all the entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs here: never ever get into competition during the early stage. Try to avoid the competition as much as possible, because getting the competition will cost you a lot of money. Avoiding the competition will save you a lot of money. That's it.
Right. Right. So, initially, when you started Diginaru, you might have anticipated a lot of risks and a lot of things which you are supposed to face. So, what has been your experience so far running a digital agency, and how different it was from what you have actually anticipated earlier, like initially?
I mean, you were talking about this running a solopreneur to an
Yeah,
agency, right?
you are running a digital agency right now. So,
Correct, correct.
what is it like? How is it different from what you have anticipated initially before starting the business?
Okay. So to be honest, as I said, no, we only look at the fancy culture through the videos and all the things that we see. In digital agencies, people are like having fun. Working wherever they are. Work from home
Right.
anywhere. No, there are a lot of specs
Uh-huh.
is what I see. I saw through videos, no, but only after I got into that, no, it requires lot of blood and sweat. There will be still, if you look, I mean, if you come to the Chennai office, there are spaces where you can take, you can take your nap time, you can have your fun time. We have carom, we have chess, no? But till date, we don't even have time to sit and spend time on those. So
That
that's
is
the reason.
true.
So by
Yeah.
looking at the videos, or by looking at the corporate cultures, no, I used to think that, okay, having I should have all this aspect in my company. Particularly, even in Tirunelveli, we have set up a global office that matches with the best standard. So that is how I built. But honestly, till date, we don't even have time to spend on it. That is the ground reality. So
I
this is so that's why, whenever people ask question, right, so we give very straight answers. So 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 sorry for that. But however, that is the truth. So initially, it was like understanding the business in terms of operations and sales and marketing. I thought it was very easy, but every day we are coping up with different challenges. It was like every day
okay.
it was like a different animal. So people used to say, once you mastered the business, no, in 2 or 3 years, then you can able to live a peaceful life running a business. But when it comes to digital agency, right,
Yes.
every day you have to master a new business. That is the biggest challenge. Every day you have to keep yourself updated. Every day you have to suddenly I mean, European countries will come up with a new policy. Facebook will change the algorithm. LinkedIn will do something. So it was like, every day we have to fight and master new animal. So I think that is the hard fact. Yeah,
Okay, so that is what you actually have not anticipated earlier.
yeah.
Okay. So I'll take up another comment from Krishnendu Ghosh. So Krishnendu is asking that every entrepreneur faces challenges. Can you discuss a specific obstacle you encountered and how you overcame it?
Okay.
That's a
The
nice question,
common,
Krishnendu. Thank you so much.
yeah. Yeah. So being a business growth specialist myself, I have started my business as a solopreneur, and today we are running this whole company. But during this whole journey, I have interviewed from business who are doing crores to multi crores. So across the business, and the biggest and common challenges I see is the cash flow challenges. Cash flow challenge
Okay.
is what is, for example, let's say, what is the difference between and cash flow challenge is that for some company, I mean, there are a lot of pending payments from clients will be there. There are a lot of pending payments that needs to be provided from the client side. Even though they have pending payment, like, let's say, like 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs from outside, their monthly needs will be 3 or 4 lakhs in order to pay their salaries on time, in order to pay their rent
Hmm.
on. It is very hard to cope up during that month end and the start of the month. It is very hard for all the business people during early stages. So that is the cash flow challenge is the biggest thing I have seen. So what is the strategy that worked for me is that we should have, for any business, if they want to survive this cash flow challenges, they should have three type of products or services. One is the minimum ticket size, where a lot of sales will happen every single day, so you will have a lot of cash in your hand. You may not have profits, good profits, but you will have cash in your hand. So try to find what is the minimum ticket size product or service that you can have, so that you will have cash every single day credited into your account. And then second thing is that medium ticket product or service. That's where you can able to leverage your existing clients towards next step. And the last one is the high ticket pricing or product. So generally people use all this in funnel segment, but I'm talking from the sales aspect and the administration aspect. So as a business owner, when you can able to have this three type of products or services, no, it is easy to overcome this cash flow challenge. I think that is a huge mind opening thing that I have find out, that is helping us to survive even after facing a lot of tough phases. And most of the business give up mainly because of this cash flow challenge. So being a
Yes.
first entrepreneur, as I told you, I'm the last black sheep of the family. All my three sisters got settled in a very good job, in a very good position. So I took a very hardest path. If I fail tomorrow, I'm not sure who will catch you up in the back end. During my early stages, now we have a network. Now we know VCs. Now we know investors. I strongly believe that this network itself is well enough for us to survive for the next 20, 30 years. But during the early stage, I think to ensure we should have a fail-proof business model. So these kind of different pricing strategies and different products will help them to navigate it. So as long as you have cash flow, you will survive. So that's why you can see every day lot of bigger companies are filing losses in crores and still surviving. It's mainly
Yeah.
because of cash
Okay.
flow. Here, entrepreneurs try to focus on the cash flow, then focus on the profitability, then finally focus on the scalability. Earlier, people they do it in the reverse way. Even I did that and failed. So we try to scale.
Okay.
We think one day we will get money and we build something, and
Mhm.
before the time the money reaches our account, we are dead. The best way to
Okay.
overcome all this thing is that have different segments of products and services with different pricing
Mhm.
models.
That's very intelligent, actually. That's a very good tip which you actually shared. I mean, those are the entrepreneurs watching us or potential entrepreneurs watching us actually should take a note on this. So, just one question that where do you see Diginaro in the coming days?
Yeah, so currently, as I said, we started as a agency, then we became a company. Now we are evolving as a platform. So we are planning to
Okay.
launch for this Pongal probably in Jan 14th or 15th.
Okay.
So Diginado will become a holistic digital platform with the existing network in this from these 10 countries, and we are going to utilize the strong resources from South India. I mean, and also top niche services from North India. So basically, we are planning to network with agencies in India, and we are trying to connect them with the global market. We are seeing there is a very huge gap there. Having expertise in marketing and sales, we strongly believe we can achieve that. So that's what it is.
Wow, that's very inspirational.
Yeah.
One more comment from our viewers, Sudeshna Ganguly. So Sudeshna is asking that are there specific goals or milestones you aim or to achieve in the coming years? That's a nice question. Thank you, Sudeshna. One we have definitely have heard earlier, the one that you want to reveal your father's name, and anything else, the
Yeah,
others
I
which
mean,
you have.
it was like it was all about the vision part, but when it comes to the milestone, right? We used to have that every year. For the next 2 year,
Okay.
we are actually building 2 million. I mean, we are planning to hit $2 million goal in public. So that is our next
Okay.
milestone that we have.
Wow.
Anyone can able to build many millions or billions. That doesn't matter. But what we are trying to achieve is that we are trying to share all the lessons, failures, and everything publicly, and we are trying to achieve it so that many followers get inspired and followers to reach there. So that is our next milestone. It's a small milestone. So next will be like uh, hitting. Once we hit $2 million, we will create a playbook for that, and we inspire many new entrepreneurs, and we will give them path in order to hit their first $1 million. So that would be the
Wow.
next. Yeah,
Okay, so that's nice actually. Very, motivating small short-term goals you are having.
yeah.
So, thanks. That there were a lot of questions. I'm so sorry. I bombarded you with a lot of questions from myself and from the viewers as well. Okay, so what message would you like to share? One more comment I would like to take up from SK Saifuddin. Saifuddin is asking that from one entrepreneur to another, what's your go-to motivational quote that keeps you inspired in your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay.
That's a
So
nice question,
there
by
are
the
a
way,
lot of
Saifuddin.
yeah, yeah. There are a lot of things are there when it comes to entrepreneur, right? They need motivation every single day, even in order to
Right.
purpose will be very bigger. In order to come out of each and every problem, they require a
Yeah.
lot of motivation and strength to come. So one
Mhm.
thing I hold, as I said, is that dream big, start small, act now. It is like whenever we stuck, right, we try to solve everything and we try to overcome everything, but it is better to take the first step from where we are, but we shouldn't change the focus. So that is one thing I would say.
Right.
And then next
Mhm.
thing that opened my mind was motivation itself is temporary, purpose is permanent. This actually changed my the way I look at motivation, the way I look at a problem. So I used to think that more, every day, every for every problem, even in order to inspire everyone, we need to give a lot of motivation. Then I find that we cannot able to motivate many people for a long time. We can help them to find their purpose so that we don't want to motivate them. They themselves, that will become a self motivation and they will come forward. So this realization changed me. Motivation is temporary, purpose is permanent. That's why if tomorrow, if you don't know why you want to get up at 5 a.m., you have to you will keep an alarm and you will snooze it, and again you will get up 7 a.m. for the next 1 year. That is going to happen. But you
Mhm.
clearly know why you want to get up at 5. No one want to wake me up. So that's it. I think that is what driving me. Yeah.
Wow, that's very impressive. So you need motivation is temporary, but the purpose is permanent, right? Okay, so what message would you like to share with our audience about the prospects of digital transformation?
Sorry. Yeah.
What
What?
message would you like to share? What message would you like to share with our audience today with the prospects of digital transformation, which actually our country is going through right now?
Okay. Okay. So I would say that when it comes to when it comes to technology, people try to complicate it across their domains. So I would say from the digital aspect, let's not try to solve the problem in a whole. Let's try to address problem one by one, which is in our control, so that it is very easy to achieve what we are trying to achieve. So in other way, in order to put it other way, rather than waiting for a biggest transformation in terms of digital, right, take a small problem and work it out, then keep it as a milestone, then move for the next one. There is one thing. And second thing, mostly when it comes to digital transformation, we fail mainly because of the clarity, lack of clarity. Because before coming up with the solution, try to understand the problem better, so that have more clarity about the problem. You will get lot of solutions. At least you will know. Today, most of the people cannot able to solve their problem because they don't know what is their problem. So that's why my mentor used to say this. No, people don't get what they want because they don't know what they want. So it is like we have to get more spend more time in understanding the problem, so it is easy to find a solution. At least we can able to know that okay, we have to reach so and so. This is like, do we have a heart problem, or is it a gastric by understanding, is it a gastric problem? We can at least know we have to approach either a general doctor, or we have to reach the specialist, right? So I think understanding what is the problem is the first way to solve that. So I would say clarity will comes in the second part. And the last but not least, the exposure. So whenever we think about digital transformation, no, we always think from the tools, or we always think from the ecosystem that we have been brought up, be it any industry that matters. So, best way to transform faster is to expose yourself to the new market. So, if you're focusing on agri industry, go for agri-based events where you can able to understand what are the technologies what other countries are doing. Even if you feel like you cannot able to travel many countries, at least you can choose countries like Dubai, where you can able to see global access, so you can able to get a lot of exposure from there. So I would say the exposure will give you a different perspective to approach problem. So I think will transform digital transformation in a better way.
Okay. I'd like to take up just one more comment from Mr. Akash Jaiswal. So Akash is asking that he's asking about a time when you had to take a big risk, to be specific, in order to achieve something important for your business. Is there anything very specific which is coming to your mind?
Okay. So when it comes to risk, even from opening the office till closing it, right? It itself is a big risk. So from my perspective, I would say when I want, I mean, starting an IT company, of course it has some challenges, but starting a digital company in a tier two is a huge risk that I have to, because as the vision is like Tirunelveli to Silicon Valley, people generally create a company, then they create vision and mission statement. If you ask most of the entrepreneurs, people generally start the company, while developing their website. They think about, okay, what is the vision statement I can write, what is the mission statement. That is how most people do. But when it comes to Diginado, we started with the vision, then only we came up with the name Diginado. So it's very reverse for us. So since the vision is audacious, and the vision is very challenging, no, so it is very hard for me to open office in tier two. And secondly, in order to sustain there, right, that's a very big challenge. And then even from there, when we want to scale, right, that is the even more riskier and even more challenging. So I think choosing the market, and then sustaining it and scaling it. I think these three things is the biggest risk I have taken. That's why I said we have nearly spent around 30 plus lakhs in order to retain, train a resource in from a tier two place, which is if we can able to do that in a city, no, we actually require half of that cost, because the training and other stuff will be much better. So many people think that, when you go for tier two, all the cost will be less. But only when you speak with the founder from tier two, they know that they invest a lot for their passion and vision, because it requires a lot. Yes, I think that's a huge risk we have taken, because we don't know whether will it take off, whether the South India will accept Diginado. But fortunately, by universe grace, I think we have entered 10 countries, and happy for that.
Wow. So I mean, the entire time we have been speaking, it was really nice. I mean, for anybody who is aspiring to become an entrepreneur in future, or in the process actually. So it has been it will be a very rewarding session for them. But any specific advice before we actually you know like part ways, if you want to take up give up any specific advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs for who wants to actually dwell into the digital transformation industry?
Yeah. So I mean, I would say this, like, um, riches are in the niches, but super riches are in the micro niches. I think this one will be a game changer for all the digital entrepreneurs out there. So it took me a lot of time to understand it, to apply it, and in order to see the result. So this is what it is. Riches are in the niches, super riches are in the micro niches. So be specific about your niche. The moment you find your niche, figuring out, start experimenting the micro niche, because there is a very huge market in the niches. People generally used to say that find your niche. But if you ask every entrepreneur, where to find niches. First of all, what is a niche? Then how can able to find it? Then how can able to reach them? There are a lot of questions behind it. So I would say initially start with what are all the services you have, then eventually figure out how you can able to filter 2 or 3 areas, and please avoid multitasking. That is the worst mistake or worst thing that early entrepreneurs could do. So please avoid multitasking while you are figuring out this. By the time you find out your niche, right, you will figure out your golden egg. So once you find out your golden egg, don't sit there, then again go for the micro niche, so that you will go ahead of the competition. That's why I always insist, never ever get into the competition. You can able to avoid the competition, you can able to outperform everyone in a long run. So I think that is the key. Yeah.
Wow, that was very precious and that was very rewarding, honestly. So, thank you so much, Mr. Puhal. It has been a wonderful session, actually, speaking to you. So honest and so down to earth. Honestly, it was really surprising for me, surprising for the audience, actually, that you have actually answered all the questions so honestly and so much of clarity, actually. That people who are aspiring to become an entrepreneur, people who are actually struggling even into their career and finding their way out, it will be really, really, like a very rewarding session, a lot of advices actually are given away in throughout, directly, indirectly throughout the session. And you also shown us the potential and effectiveness of digital transformation, the clarity which we actually need to, see. Anything you want to say from your end?
Yeah, I mean, I really thank you. First of all, I like to thank your team for organizing such a great platform, for arranging this platform and taking time to spread the positive information to all the people. I think your team is following up me with for the, I mean, even before 2 months. I think so. The dedication that they have to get the knowledge and share it to the world is really amazing. So really appreciate each and everyone for taking efforts to do this. So thank you. I hope I have added some value. So looking forward.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
It was a really, really nice session, actually. And we're extremely grateful that we got to actually speak with you and you took time out of your busy schedule and to actually speak about DigiNaro and how it is revolutionizing brands digitally and globally. And
Sure.
we wish you a lot of good luck and a lot of best wishes for DigiNaro and your aim, whatever aim you're having in the near future. I wish you all the best and wish you a lot of success in the coming days.
Definitely.
Thank you so
Thank
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
much, Mr.
Thank you.
Puhal. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Mr. Puhal, CEO of DigiNaru. And definitely the session was so enlightening, actually, like, speaking to him, it was so, I mean, he's such a nice and such a down to earth person, and he was speaking with so much of clarity. So before we part ways, like I'd like to remind you, all of you, about Brainium Academy. If you're looking to learn web and mobile application development, you should come to Brainium Academy, join us because you'll be getting live courses, you'll be getting live experience on live projects, and we are also providing 100% placement assistance. And there is also a scope of no cost EMI, and we'll be making the courses tailor made according to your convenience. And apart from that, thank you all for joining us. It was very eye opening, and it was very nice to speak with Mr. Puhal and learn about the different aspects of digital transformation. And let's keep the conversation alive and drive innovation in our respective industries. Stay inspired, stay curious, and together let's make a positive impact in the world. And take care, guys, and wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year in advance. I wish 2024 brings a lot of success and a lot of happiness in all of your life. Bye.